Look, man, the standards that you have, for yourself, the standards that you have for the people around you, the standards that you have for the way you work, the way you, present yourself and the things you do on a daily basis, like all your standards, they shape your life. All your standards shape, whether how far you'll make it, what I'm saying, how much you'll grow, how much you'll be able to learn. Like your standards shape that because your life will always rise or your life will fall to the level of your standards that you set for yourself. Like you don't get what you want, bro. You get what you're willing to demand from yourself. You get what you're willing to put out into the world. You get what you're willing to work for. You get what you're willing to grind for. You know what I'm saying? And all those things are built off your standards. Like how do you live your daily life? How do you live on a daily basis? Your standards determine your direction. The quality of your life reflects the quality of what you accept. If your quality of life is low, like you're gonna accept low from yourself and from other people. You're gonna be lazy. You're not gonna put in the work and energy needed to be where you want to be. But if you have a high quality of yourself, you have a high quality of your life, you're gonna accept high quality people. You're gonna accept high quality situations or high quality, work ethic, high quality discipline, high quality dedication, high quality faith. Like you gotta live yourself or you got to put yourself to a higher standard. You got to put yourself to a higher quality in life. Like I said, if you accept laziness, if you accept excuses, if you accept, half effort or people just quitting and giving up, like that's exactly what your results are going to look like in your own life. That's exactly what you're going to get. What you put out is what you're going to get back in everything that you do, whether it be your words, whether it be your thoughts. Like your standards are the same thing, bro. What you put out is what you're going to get. What you accept in your life is what you're going to get back. If you raise your standards, bro, if you set yourself to a higher standard, if you set yourself to a higher quality, whether it be your habits, whether it be your mindset, like I said, your faith, your dedication, your determination, like everything in your life is going to start to elevate. The people around you are going to start to elevate because they feel that motivation, they feel that inspiration. But on the flip side of that, if those people don't elevate with you, you got to leave them right where they at. You know what I'm saying? If people don't want to elevate their standards, if people don't want to elevate everything that's going on in their life with you, then they're holding you back. You know what I'm saying? They're holding you down. They're weighing you down from where you want to be, from the goals that you got for yourself. And it's okay to outgrow people. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to elevate beyond the people you've already been around. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't come to the top with you. I made a video about that before, I'm pretty sure, and when it's time to elevate, it's time to elevate. When it's time to put your standards and raise your standards higher, everybody else got to go higher with you. Everybody else got to elevate with you. And if they're not, then that's on them, but that's another story. But like, we got to put our standards as high as we can. We gotta elevate ourselves as high as we can to get to where we want to be, to become the person that we want to become. But we can't elevate our standards and we can't, push our standards higher without self-discipline, because high standards and holding ourselves to a higher level requires self-discipline. You know what I'm saying? Having high standards, it doesn't mean you're perfect. It doesn't mean that you're the best. It doesn't mean that you're better than everybody else around you, because you're not. Like, we're all human, but having high standards means you refuse to settle. You refuse to settle for something less than what you want. You refuse to settle for something, you know, not as big and not as great as your goals, not as great as your dreams. Like, discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you want to be. Like, discipline goes in every aspect of life. Discipline is everywhere, bro. Like, everything you try to do, everything you try to achieve in your life, literally anything, like, it requires discipline. And that's why I speak on discipline so much. Like, you got to be willing to do the things that you don't want to do all the time. You got to be willing to go work when you're tired. You got to be willing to give out energy even when you don't want to sometimes. Like, you got to be disciplined. You got to keep working and you got to keep grinding and you got to keep going no matter what the circumstances are. And when you put yourself to that higher standard and when you start to expect more from yourself, what you do on a daily basis is naturally going to be able to align with your goals. It's going to be able to align with what you want in your life because you're starting to expect more from yourself. when you expect yourself to go grind and go put the work in, no matter what the circumstances are, like your actions are going to follow that. Your discipline is going to kick in and everything's going to begin to align. So put yourself to that higher standard, hold yourself on a higher level than you have before. Like elevate yourself, bro, and let your discipline kick in. Like have some self-discipline about yourself and meet the standards that you're setting for yourself. Meet the standards that you're setting for the people around you. And when you do that, bro, God honors, excellence. He honors discipline. He honors consistency. Like when you hold yourself to that higher standard, when you elevate yourself and show that you're capable of being there, you show God that you're ready for more. You show God that you're prepared for whatever he has next for you, whether it's big, whether it's small, whether it's anything. Like you show God that you're ready. Like, I'm gonna just be real, bro. Stop praying for blessings while living below that potential. Like I've said before, you got to meet God halfway. You can have all the faith in the world. You can have all the trust in the world. But faith without works is dead. Like you got to meet God halfway. You got to put the work in on your end too. You know what I'm saying? So if you're constantly praying for something, you're constantly begging God for something, but you're not putting the work in, like how is he supposed to give you that? You know what I'm saying? How is he supposed to just throw it at you and you haven't did nothing to earn that? That may not make sense, but that makes sense in my head. Like stop praying for blessings, but you're living below your potential, but you're not putting the work in. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing what you need to do on your end to get where you want to be or to get what you want. Like faith is not just a belief. It's living like you've already got that. It's living like you're built for more. It's living like it's going to happen in your life. It's working like it's going to happen in your life. It's grinding like it's going to happen in your life because it is. You have faith in that. But on the flip side of that, you got to still put the work in. You got to still live like God is going to make that happen because he is. But faith without works is dead. Like I said, you got to meet God halfway. You know what I'm saying? You got to hold yourself to a higher standard and you got to meet those standards on a daily basis. And God is going to bless you with what you've been praying for when the time is right. You know what I'm saying? When it's time to be elevated, he's going to elevate you. When it's time to give you the opportunity, he's going to give you the opportunity. When it's time to open that door, he's going to open that door. But you got to meet him halfway. You got to elevate. You got to have higher standards. You got to have discipline. You got to put the work in. You got to grind every single day, no matter what the circumstances is. Like your standards, bro, they shape your life. They shape your habits. They shape your routines. And those habits and the routines are going to shape your character. And your character is going to shape your life. Like it's all a domino effect. You know what I'm saying? So elevate your standards, bro. Raise your standards because you can't live a high level life. You can't meet all the goals that you got for yourself. You can't achieve all the dreams that you have with low level expectations, with low standards, with people around you who have low standards. When you put yourself in environments that the standard ain't high, like it's hard to achieve what you want when everything surrounding you is lower than what you want. You know what I'm saying? It's bringing you down. It's holding you back. So raise your standards, bro. Higher your standards for your own life, for the people around you, for the environments, for the situations that you put yourself into. Like have a high standard in everything that you do in your life because your standards shape and make the person that you want to become. Your standards shape the goals that you have for yourself and the dreams that you have in this life. You know what I'm saying? But that'll be all for this video, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like this video, go hit that sub button. With the 700 subs. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I will see y'all in the next one.